Okay, so we're here with Cathryn. She's running for 2014-2015 Warwick SU President. We've just got a few questions for you just to not dig a little bit deeper, but just to find out a little bit more about your manifesto and your campaign.
Cheers. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for coming.
So Cathryn, why are you running for President?
So this year I've been the Welfare and Campaigns Officer, and I've been really proud to be part of a team that I feel has achieved so much. However, I still think we've got a long way to go in terms of communicating with students. I think we could do a lot more to go and actually tell you guys what we're doing. You know, we have so many wins, but we're not really talking about it, and I think that's something we could really improve. And I think we also need a president who's based on manifesto around the stuff that students really want. So I feel like I'm the right person for the job.
So your manifesto is quite longer than the other two candidates. So if you could sum up the most important points of your manifesto.
Okay, cool. So I based my manifesto around the Help Us Help You survey, which is an annual sort of questionnaire that the union put out every year. And the three things that students said that they were most worried about were their course, which is natural because obviously everyone comes here to study, their money, again, seems pretty obvious because we all need to live, and their future. I think a lot of students at Warwick are really worried about employment. You know, finding a job, be that in, you know, banking or, you know, in a non-profit sector, or, you know, they just don't know what they want to do at all. And I think, you know, the union has so much to offer in terms of those three areas. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of it's down to the university, but because we sit on those really high-level committees, we do have a lot of influence that I think students don't really realise we have. So yeah, those are the kind of three areas of my manifesto. Big sort of policies include lobbying Stagecoach and the other bus companies with the university. A lot of presidents have promised this in the past, but I've actually made relevant connections to make sure that we can actually work together this year. Another one is around the housing accreditation scheme. So that's around getting students knowing who's not going to rip them off. And future, so like how the union can help with employability and like helping students.
Right, so people have occasionally accused SU presidents of not getting much done. How can you change this perception?
I think by being really honest with students and just kind of saying like, look, we're going to these meetings, we're pushing this stuff through, you know, I'm still working on all the stuff that I said that I would do. You know, I think students understand a lot of the time that it is only a year. You only have a year to achieve stuff. The first month of that is spent training. And so, yeah, of course there's going to be a lot that you have to learn in a very short space of time, which is obviously, I'm in a great position in that sense, because I obviously don't have to go through some of the training because I'm already an officer. But yeah, I think it's around being really honest, communicating wins to students, but also saying, like, look, this didn't happen, but we tried to make it happen.
Okay. So, having the experience as the Welfare and Campaigns Officer, how do you think this can help you become president?
I think having that union and university experience is obviously so beneficial. I already know how the union structures work, I know how the university structures work, although my position, I'm not necessarily in really big meetings, I'm not on University Council, I'm not on University Senate this year. But my experience in terms of organising, my experience in terms of putting on events, you know, my experience in terms of going out and talking to students is really crucial. And being able to talk to members of the local community and also going to, you know, some university meetings, that's obviously going to be really helpful. And being part of an officer team, you know, understanding how that works and the best way to be an effective, you know, SAB officer team.
Cool. I've been looking through your manifesto and it's very impressive. I just have a few points I'd like to pick up on. One of them is in your manifesto, you talk about international student fees, having no cap on them. I was just wondering if the international student fees were to decrease or stay the same, surely that would wouldn't it be very advantageous to national students who would then have to pay higher fees to make up for the international students who would offset the cost gap, in essence?
Sure. I mean, I think that there are a couple of things here. One is that the government have put a cap on home student fees anyway.
Okay.
and I don't think Warwick could charge any more than £9,000. With international students, I think the fees that they're paying are absolutely extortionate. And Warwick is primarily a research-based university, although it is centred around teaching and learning. There is a lot of money that comes in from research. So I think they'd be able to offset that deficit with the money that comes in from other places. I don't think it would necessarily be of detriment to home students.
Okay, cool. What do you think would be the most rewarding part about being an SE person? What would you look forward to the most?
Having watched Ben this year, one of the things that I loved seeing him do was the speech he made to freshers right at the beginning of the year. Just being able to stand in a room full of people who have never been to this university before and say, look how important the union is, look how much this is going to benefit your lives while you're at work. And being able to say, it really is a crucial part of your university experience. That to me seems like one of the most rewarding things that you can do. Another would be just being able to challenge, university staff and also members of the local community, even on a national level, just being able to say, like, look, this is what Warwick thinks. I think that would be incredibly rewarding.
Cool, excellent. And what do you think about the other, you're running against Dion and Alan, what do you think is like good, what are the good points about their campaign, what do you like about their campaign? Aaron,
I think they're both great candidates. It's just quite funny because Aaron's in the room.
Aaron won't be for long.
No, I think that both candidates are incredibly different from me. But I think they're both great. I think Aaron's got some fantastic points on his manifesto, especially this one around like the smoking area and giving out condoms at pop and things like that. I think that's all really important stuff. And if I was to become president, that's stuff that I would quite like to take forward. In terms of John's manifesto, I think he makes a lot of really interesting points about racism at Warwick, and I think that is something that we need to think about. We need to have these conversations. I'm really glad that's something that he's bringing to the forefront.
A final question: if the job was unpaid, would you still run for president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, you don't do this job for the money. Like, you really don't. If you want to, if money is what motivates you, then you shouldn't be going into union politics. You've just got to really love students and really care about your university, and that's why I'm running.
Brilliant, cool, excellent. Thank you very much, Cathryn, and all the best in your campaign.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.